Oh, hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems Daytime Update. You're right, Eric.
Hi. Hi, Steve.
How are you?
Oh, good. You know, you often get up in the morning and think, how did the Romans feel as Rome fell?
Often, yeah.
Now we know.
Do you have an issue on your mind? Is something irking you somewhat?
I'm a little tired. I stayed up and I watched the debate between Donald Trump and that jackass. Can I say that? Are we allowed? Is there a watershed for this?
I mean, this
know.
is the daytime edition, so I think you mean
sorry.
silly ass.
Yeah, silly. Basically, I watched the presidential debate last night, and it was, and I'm going to quote a media person here. So if there's swearsies, cover your ears. But I think it's Dana Bash from CNN basically just said that was a shit show, quote unquote. It was chaos.
So
it was absolute.
Given that
chaos.
you're American, and I watched a bit of it as well, and I'd be interested to know, tell me, how you feeling today as an American after that?
I don't know how I feel about anything anymore. I mean, it was utter chaos. I mean, the first 30 minutes, it was just, you just look at it, and then
You okay, hun?
I mean, I think the only people it made sense to, and if you actually, I think if we played it back, and maybe I'll do this for our show tomorrow night, if you play it at the right speed, you could tell they were just speaking Russian. And it was Vladimir Putin just going, ha, 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 kind of like the Count from Sesame Street. It was just, I'm trying not to swear. It was chaos. It was chaos. Trump would not let. I mean, what you'll see in the coverage is that it was crosstalk and they were interrupting each other. No, it was Donald Trump just bulldozing his way through it, not allowing anything coherent to be said, because if anything coherent is said, he looks bad.
Yeah, that's not his wheelhouse.
So instead, he decided he's just burning down the house. And the final question from Chris Wallace, who basically, I like Chris Wallace. He's a Fox News reporter, but he's a genuine reporter, even though he's on Fox News. He didn't. I mean, how do you control something like that? It's just all decorum is gone. Trump wouldn't let anybody speak. And we said, will you respect the results of the election? Trump basically said no. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
So it's good. I mean, I'd say I was glad to live in the UK, but, we've got Brexit at the end of December. So is anybody taking applications for citizenship?
They must need people in Luxembourg.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a semi-attractive, semi-competent person. I can put together a profile, but then we needed a Tinder for citizenship.
Yeah. Good times.
We need to know who's taking applications. So you watched some of it. What did you think as a non-American?
So look, I can't stand two people talking at the same time. My brain doesn't do well because I can't stop my brain from trying to listen to both people at once. So I'm just like my brain splitting in two, and I'm like, yeah. I'd be in favour of having the mics cut if it's not your 2 minutes, or during those 2 minutes there should only be one mic on. But I think it might be better if you have left-right channel. So just split it so you've got one in one ear, one in the other. Yeah, and then you can just take Trump out for a minute, and then put him back in for his 2 minutes. So yeah, it was. I always find stuff like that annoying, where you've just got him chuntering in the background. Not true, lies, false. Did you use the word smart? That's a many-syllable word. That was unbelievable. We said to Joe Biden, "Don't use the word smart near me because you didn't. You qualified last in your class." What, Donald Trump? I thought your base were not necessarily overeducated. How is it that he manages to be an educational snob and somehow have his core be like core working class? Whereas I grew up working class, and yet if I ever use the word whom, that's it, I'm a traitor to my kind. Last night on the actual live show, someone messaged saying, "You've lost your Sutton in Asheville accent." I mean, a bit, yeah, but I'm not going around dumping on people for graduating lowest in their year or whatever the issue was. So that's unbelievable. I mean, if ever you're being dumb shamed by Donald Trump, it's amazing. A man who thinks the phrase is herd mentality. Okay. So that.
Yeah, I thought maybe in that moment that Biden might go after the fact that at least maybe he didn't do well at university, but at least he didn't have somebody else take his exams to get into university, which is what Trump alleged to do.
But then Trump just would have been like, I'm very smart. I got the smartest people to sit my exam. That's how smart I am. I'm the smartest. Oh, God. I mean, I don't know how you managed to do it. I watched it because I was working late editing stuff from last night's show, available on many outlets on the YouTube thing. And when I'd finished working, I couldn't watch anymore because I just witnessed the bit where he refused to say bad things about white supremacists. And I was like, surely we're done, aren't we? Is there anything left to do?
Yeah, the group is called the Proud Boys, and basically they're neo-fascists and white supremacists. And there was a point saying, will you condemn them? And he told them to stand by. Not to stand down, but to stand by. And apparently, because it's America, they're already getting T-shirts made that say that. So I'm telling you, we're missing out on the merch. That was my big takeaway from the debate, Steve. We got our catchphrases, like you've got Scheckstall.
Yeah.
We should be making comic solving problem Scheckstalls. That's.
It's a bold move. It's an interesting proposition. How would we? Is it a model?
A lot of these YouTube shows that we're competing against out there, they sell cups, they sell mugs, maybe a couple face masks. But how many topical comics are pushing their own line of sex dolls?
Mercifully few.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. That could be the next. We've done some unboxing on these daytime shows. Let's unbox that, Steve.
What's in that box?
It's just hard to. The fact that people equivalent, and I've watched some of the videos, and this is going to be in tomorrow night's show of the people who they get people who are undecided to watch the debates.
Yeah.
And, these people don't deserve to vote. How can you watch that?
Well, I thought that. Yes, Donald Trump spoke over him the entire time, and yes, he endorsed racists and sort of things. But I thought that Biden tried to make a joke once, and I thought that was inappropriate.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much a verbatim quote.
There's a bit where Joe Biden calls Donald Trump a clown and then apologizes for it, and you just think, you got the second half wrong, because if it was the other way around, Donald Trump has insulting adjectives in everyone's nickname.
Yeah.
So if you'd have called him Clowny Donald, that would be the same thing.
I think Joe Biden was apologizing to clowns.
Imagine there's the clip of the debate, Donald Trump chuntering away. Joe Biden goes, this clown, and then it cuts to a clown with a painted on.
It's a mime going to vote.
Trying to get in the thing.
Tearing up the ballot.
If this were Thursday, that's what I'd be filming right now for tomorrow night's show. There is no way I'd put the makeup on, not with this beard. So I'd try and get some sort of face filter to make me look like a clown.
Get the face filter. You can still do it. I'd say our vast audience for these won't necessarily cross over to the actual show.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to give away how the magic works, though. I come up with an idea and have to try and write the jokes around it because it does not go in the other direction.
Yeah. What some people have been saying is that this has turned them off so much about politics because Donald Trump is so infectious and he's so disgusting and he's a noxious gas that it colors everyone around him in orange goo. People go, well, that's what politics are, and I'm not going to vote, which is what he needs, because that is the key. That is the only thing that allows Donald Trump to become president again, is if people don't vote. And honestly, that is it, because more Americans agree with the ideas. I'm going to be serious for a second. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm just so wound up. More Americans agree with the ideas that Joe Biden represents. They agree that this isn't the kind of America they want. All of those things, and the only way they can win is if they stop you from voting, and especially you, because you're not a citizen. So it'll be bad. I'm not encouraging you to vote, Steve. But for the Americans, this is.
Wasn't that an issue to do with? Oh, he's got his election form thing.
What you need? My dress, though.
You need a product cam. And I was going to show you my product cam, but I realised my notebook is open on let's turn that. You need a product cam so you can show things like, look at the products.
Yeah. Look at that. You've got it ready to go.
Look at your voting. Yeah, but it was my to-do list open on. I'm not telling people what I'm doing today. Jargon. Products. Wasn't there a story about, was it a Cambridge Analytica thing? where they were used to dissuade young people from voting. The whole
black people.
Not in America. It was some other country where the whole issue was saying young people voting, really, can you be bothered? These bunch of criminals are all criminals, and it just pays dividends to those who are going to win if it's a low turnout. So sometimes the political campaign aims for low turnout.
Yeah, well, there was a Channel 4 report on Monday night that Cambridge Analytica type platforms, and I think they were even associated with it, I believe they were name-checked, were used in 2016 to target African-American voters and to deter them from voting. And what's his name? The guy on Channel 4 News, not Jon Snow, but the other one, the main dude.
Jon Snow is the main dude, isn't he?
No, but he's the main reporter, the one who got into the fight with Robert Downey Jr. and got shot down.
I've not seen that clip either. Get into a fight with Iron Man.
Not a physical fight, but he asked Robert Downey Jr. about his relationship with his dad.
Okay. Live Googling on a stream. This is not quite as high energy as our nighttime ones, but which is
Krishna
Guru Murthy.
Murthy.
Oh, right. That guy, yeah.
Yeah. So, he got into a fight with Downey Jr., didn't he?
I've never seen that clip. I got to go and watch that afterwards. Lovely.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Add that. I think, but he basically tracked down some of the people that had been deterred from voting and said, "Is this your?" And he asked the one, "Is this your address?" Yes. Is your income between $25,000 and $35,000 a year? Yes. Have you gained a little bit too much weight lately? Yes. It's like all these personal questions. I was like, "It's me, okay?" It's like, "Is this the porn that you're watching right now?" And he says, did you vote in 2016? And she's like, no, I was just, everything was on Facebook that just made me not want to vote. I'm like, yes, because you were manipulated and targeted. Yeah. So that's the only way the Republicans will win, is by stopping people from voting, which is really not a good party platform. Although they don't have a party platform because they voted not to have one this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost not even a party anymore. It's just a bunch of hype men and women for the Donald, isn't it? That's their only job, is just to make him look more Donald-esque.
Well, their job is to get him reelected so that he stays out of jail. Because if the revelations between the tax thing that came out of the New York Times on Monday and Sunday are true, which we uncovered first watching last night's show, he's committed tax fraud. So
do I get to call myself a billionaire? Because I'm paying more tax than Donald Trump, and it seems these days you can just go for it. I mean, actually, I'm more of a modest kind of guy than Donald Trump, so I'm probably just going to call myself a millionaire. Because why over-egg it?
And Donald Trump would say that's why you're a loser.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to lie big.
Yeah, he certainly
lie
does.
Small.
I did mention that it was such a nasty interaction between two people that actually you might as well put it on pay-per-view like they do boxing, because it had that vibe of you stay up late to watch two people battle. Some messages. Tim actually on social media says maybe a scrap would have had a more fruitful outcome. I think would have learnt more. Both would have riled up the white supremacists, so they've been getting t-shirts made because they probably love a bit of violence. I'm just guessing. I don't want to besmirch. Why not? If I'm going to besmirch anyone, let's besmirch a bunch of Proud Boys. How long have these Proud Boys been around? I'm a little upset that it's a bit too close to the name of the TV show I've been binge watching, The Boys.
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
Oh, okay. Both are dealing with racism at the moment.
They started in 2016, the same year that President Trump was elected.
That's a coinkydink.
There we go.
Wonder how
causation and
disease
correlation or whatever that is. I mean, because they lowered expectations. How did you think about, because obviously, Trump's been saying that Biden's incoherent, he has to take drugs to speak and everything else. Watching the two of them, who did you think looked the more decrepit?
Interesting. I mean, I was I hoped that Biden was going to play up to it and walk on with like Zimmer frame and a drip in, and then do the old Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, pull the IV out, throw the Zimmer frame to one side, forward roll, and hurry up. But he didn't do that. But that's probably because they've got better ideas than me. I was sat on the edge of my seat, like eating the popcorn, like, oh God, he got a word wrong. Oh, he fluffed the syllable. So even without wanting to be biased, it worked. Even I was sat there going, oh, he got that word half wrong. He had to correct
Yeah.
himself there, which is what I do on the main show anyway. I fluff words left, right, and centre. And it's because of the bias, because he's older, you think, oh, that's because of his age. Whereas when I do it, you just think that's because he's not very good at his job. Valid.
Or not smart. There's different ways you can go.
Yeah, I'm not smart. I don't need to be smart. I'm northern working class. Every so often, if I say whom, I get voted out of my own hometown. So, right. They were both actually not looking particularly in the good shape can we make it like a year? Can we do another election like 2 years from now? Maybe it's not my nation, but it seems like 4 is a long stretch for either.
Yeah, there is a midterm election, but not presidential. There was one of the most famous presidential debate moments of all time was 1984, and it was Ronald Reagan running for his second term, and he was getting up there. At that point, he was the oldest person running for president, and he was up against Walter Mondale, who was, I don't know, in his 50s or something, so much younger. And the question of age had been, we find out later on that actually Reagan was starting early stage Alzheimer's, but at the time it was just like, is he too old or whatever? And he was asked about his age by the moderator, and he looked dead into the camera and he said, I will not let the age and inexperience of my opponent become a factor in this race.
Nice.
So he flipped it.
But could you imagine either one of them last night trying to do the same?
No, they wouldn't have been able to get the sentence out. I mean, I think I misquoted him just now. But clearly there were a couple set lines, I think, that Biden managed to get out. But I think where Biden did do a good job is he tried as much as he could to ignore him and speak to the camera and speak to the American people, which normally I hate that kind of stuff. But I think that's what else can you do? Because you can't engage with Trump because he's just saying everything. I mean, the poor fact checker from CNN was crying after the show. You can't fact check him.
But seeing Biden talk to the camera, it was a bit like seeing Dermot on X Factor. When the winner's just been announced, everyone stood right next to him going, oh my God, you've won. And he's having to do the piece to camera, and there's a lot of noise behind me, and I'm just trying to say, tune in next time. It's like that, because Biden's trying to go, I just want to finish a sentence, and old Trump's over there going, not true, not smart, just saying words.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to put back up his debates with Hillary, because how he spoke over her, and did it come across differently? The dynamic between man and woman versus man to man.
It'd be interesting. Although, I mean, I remember more the clips of just seeing Donald Trump passing in the background of the shot, when he's just circling behind her while she's talking. I suppose, there is a chance that we might be seeing sexism in there, because he looked like he acted like a huge douche last night. But if he was doing that to a woman, we would have thought it was sexism. Well, actually, I just think it's a terrible personality. It doesn't matter who he's talking to. He is so about himself that actually the gender of the person he hates is a small factor in comparison to how good he thinks he is.
I think you just gave Donald Trump a compliment.
He
basically said he's not sexist.
You're so bad you can't even manage proper sexism.
Yeah, he's not sexist. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's such a narcissist that he doesn't
care.
Pay enough attention to the
gender.
other person to see gender.
He just tries to grab everybody. Never mind. I'm not going to say that this early.
Find out what you get.
Well, I mean, we'll cover it. We'll sum it up tomorrow as well in the actual show, 9:00 UK.
And it looks like we already know the one joke I'll be doing, which will be me dressed as a clown after playing that clip where he says clowns.
You gotta shave. You're gonna have to shave anyway, aren't you? Don't you have some things coming up you need to shave for?
No, I'm only ever trimming. I'm staying. Look, I got the sharp.
Even next week?
Well, that's what's in the to-do list. That's why we've hit that. I've got some shopping to do today, but no, I'm always staying sharp.
So you're keeping bearded for things.
Yeah, stubbly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this.
I think this is in. This is the look for 2020.
Because when I moved here, I had a goatee.
That's not the look now. I don't think you should do a goatee. I see how there is a... The problem is the goatee mainly makes people look like their own evil twin. You're looking around for a picture of you with an old beard.
Well, yeah. No, I can't. Nothing where I'd have to stand up, and you don't want me to do that.
I'm dressed the same way today, yeah.
So, right. I have to let people get on with their day, and I'm going to just go cry.
You go and have a little cry. I go and do some shopping. Get ready for tomorrow, where I just use the Snapchat app with all the filters. It saves me getting dressed up. So I'll do the clown joke. That's all I'll do tomorrow, and then I'll put the clip up.
Different versions of that.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there we go.
The Last Night Show is available. You can subscribe to our YouTube. There's clips that's already been produced from that, and follow us on social media. They're on the screens as well. Everything else, yeah, I think we're all up to date.
I'm going to do a live gig tonight in a venue. Very exciting. Yep.
Bloody hell.
Laugh Train Home in Battersea. I don't know if there's any tickets left, but come down if you want to see it. And I will be trying to remember my set list.
Yeah.
That's basically the rest of my day. Trying to remember comedy and not talk about the President of the United States.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I mean, on social media, the Prime Minister's questions are happening right now. So there is a strong chance that things are going to go pear-shaped in the UK. That could distract you. I wouldn't say cheer you up, but if you want to take your mind off of the mess of last night's presidential debate, see some UK-based mess that I'm sure we'll talk about in tomorrow night's show too.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't bump question time for the Prime Minister questions, because we were broadcasting, so I'd imagine no one's been watching that.
Yeah. It's not the same demographic.
All right.
Lovely. Right.
Onwards. So we will see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please.
Yep. And then by then, Eric might have cheered up slightly. Unless tomorrow night's show is going to be like this as well. Kind of, oh my God. Oh my God.
No.
Okay. On that note, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, watch the actual main show. And till then, it's goodbye from me and it's salty tears from him.
Goodbye.